Hello everybody, and for the last time of 2023, welcome to the post-match reaction. 1-1 draw against Sunderland, lads. Where do we start with that one? Where do we start? Points better than no, I suppose. We'll start there.
Yeah. Don't feel like that a minute, I'll tell you that, Danny. I'm gutted, to be honest. I really am. It almost feels like a defeat. You know, we were better. For me, we were the most dangerous side. I was going to say we were a better side. We weren't the better side because they played lots and lots of lovely football, didn't they? But we were the only ones that were looking to win the game, I thought. Again, that's probably not right, is it? Only ones likely to win it.
Likely, yeah.
Is a better way of describing it. To lose 3 points or lose 2 points to a goal like that is gutting. You know, he's just hit it and hoped really, and he's took a stupid deflection. Which is what happens when you're down at this end of the table, isn't it? So performance was brilliant, result undeserved. I think is probably my assessment.
I think it was definitely an improvement on the Middlesbrough game because we seemed a bit more consistent in both halves. I thought second half we were a little bit better, but there was definitely more consistency. I thought, Matt. So we'll go back to the first half. I thought it were another solid Richardson defensive performance. In my opinion, we limited Sunderland quite a lot. Victor did Victor things and just kept it solid, but we seem to be a lot more, just gelling at the back at the moment.
Yeah, we've become a team, and as well as I always expected this, that they're quite difficult to beat. We're not very pleasant to play against. What I would couple that with the fact is that we sort of knew that's how Sunderland would play. They play quite fairly pretty, attractive football, but they've got no end product. Unless Jack Clark's on ball. So that the narrative kind of played out how we all expected. Are we giving us too much credit? Are we saying that Sunderland we're off? Time will tell maybe the end of the season, but from just with the Rotherham United hat on, I thought we defended really, really well. They were never going to score except that kind of goal. I thought we defended really well. If we all be neutral for a second, they never looked like scoring, did they? They didn't.
No, not really. No.
So, look, that is a massive step forward. You're right. I thought the level, where in the pitch we engaged their defenders was much, much higher. Against Borough, we were happy just to almost on the 18-yard box, whereas today against Sunderland, it was much, much higher. It was almost on their penalty box. And certainly, at worst, it was on the halfway line. So I think that was, and that's one of the things that we criticised. I suppose criticised is the right word. That's that we were unhappy about the Middlesbrough game, the level of engagement, where we did it. Sorry, that sounds like jargon, doesn't it? Well, I'll stop that. Sorry. But where that was a step forward. Klukas was brilliant. We'll talk about his goal in a minute. I thought Klukas was brilliant. Hacks was a sensation. Again, Nombe was brilliant. Hugo was good. It was a step up. It was a big step up. This was better than the game we won. And how stupid's that? Football's just nonsense. But yeah, that was a performance deserving of 3 points for me. Football, innit?
Yeah, speaking of football nonsense, what's the hype around Joe Bellingham, by the way? I know he's Jude's brother, but for me, he failed to have any sort of impact in our game.
Hacks. That was the problem. Hacks.
Well, there you go. So, yeah, never mind Joe going to Real Madrid, it should be a Dolphin. Anyway.
The unstoppable force meets Hakeem a Dolphin. That's what it was.
Yeah. The unstoppable force meets a brick wall. Anyway, moving on to rattling Sunderland fans. Klukas' goal, absolutely sublime. He catches that on the volley perfectly. It was a bit of a fumble to begin with, but it fell beautifully for him, Mick, didn't it?
It did. It was a clearance. They did clearance from them, and it was just pure technique, wasn't it? Just pure technique. Stunning goal. So there's not a lot else you can say about that, is there? His performance overall, given his match fitness tonight, was outstanding and deservedly got the sponsors man of the match. Not mine. I wouldn't give him the man of the match personally, but I can see why they would, because he was very, very good. Hakeem a Dolphin. He's going to empty Joe Bellingham out of his pocket once he gets into changing rooms. He man marked him tonight, and he pretty much marked him out of the game, and a few others while he was just while Bellingham didn't have ball. So a Dolphin man of the match for me. Klukas' goal excellent, but Hakeem a Dolphin once again gets my vote for man of the match.
Well, someone round me said that after that Clucas performance, he's effectively keeping Rathbone out the team now. Like, whatever's kept Ollie out the squads. But after that, it's like, yeah, fair point. We'll touch on their goal again, Matt. It's one of those where I think because we conceded it at, around like 70-ish minutes or so, it sort of softened the blow a bit. Because imagine conceding a goal like that in the 95th minute. But even watching the replay, it takes such a massive deflection and it just dips over Victor, doesn't it? It's such a poor goal to concede. However, after that, we still looked the most like scoring. We had a couple of good chances up the other end, didn't we?
We did, yeah. The goals, you could pick Poxy, Lucky, Jammy, whichever one of those words you want to use, that's how you describe it. And I'm certain every single Sunderland fan that's coming out of the stadium will probably say the same thing as us, that they were lucky to get a point. We're all football fans. I think that's basically how it is. But yeah, you're right. We're reacting. There's always a worry, and there certainly was under the previous regime. I feel like I'm digging him out a lot, and we're not trying to dig Matt Taylor out necessarily, but whenever we conceded under Matt Taylor, if one came, a couple came.
Yeah.
Whereas under Liam Richardson, other than Leicester game, but that's a bit of an anomaly. Other than Leicester game, yeah, we might concede some goals in games, but they're not coming in waves. And you're right, we are responding in the right manner. If Cafu picks the right pass at the right time, or if Tiahi picks the right pass, or whatever, then we're there. We go on and win that game. That thing at the end with Tom Eaves and Cafu mix up, and we're moments away. We were the team mix right. We were mix right. We were the team that were making the going of the game. Incisively, they also try to push forward, but we were incisive about what we were doing. We're much more direct than Liam Richardson. We get the ball forward as quickly as possible without being long ball. We get the ball forward to Nombe as much as possible. And you've got some Nombe and Jordan Dougal. What are we doing not doing that? Doesn't make any sense. So we're starting to see real signs of what I think Liam Richardson's about. These injury issues are killing us. We've got one fit centre half at club at the minute in Sean Morrison. And he was a walking wounded today, by the way. He was on his absolute backside, as was Victor, as was Clucas when he came off, as was Jamie Lins. We've got problems. That's not sit here thinking everything's rosy. That Blackburn game is coming very quickly, and that's a concern for me. But just on tonight, yeah, we're unlucky. And like, I'll just steal what Ben said. If before Middlesbrough game someone offered you 4 points, would you have taken it? You bloody would, wouldn't you? So we'll be happy tomorrow, won't we? Once we've slept on it.
Yeah, I think so. I think the one person who might not be the best pleased after sleeping on it is Revan, because he was so close to winning it in the 96th minute, wasn't he, mate? He was so close. Imagine that, Rotherham snatching a game at 96, that would have been a Christmas miracle, really.
Yeah, it would.
But just some of your thoughts on the game, Mick. Are you happy with the point overall in the wider context? Or would you have rather it have been 3 and us to have pushed forward for the Blackburn game?
Yeah, no, I'm not happy with the point now. I'm happy with the performance. I'm not happy with the point. I thought we deserved all 3. But that's how it is, isn't it? It's just a lucky goal. It is what it is. So we've got to be satisfied with it. We've got to be happy with the performance, definitely. The performance levels seem to be going up game on game. We're more and more organised. We're looking more and more threatening going forward as well. So, yeah, it bodes well for this fight that we're going to have now between now and May. So it's as positive as it can be given the situation we find ourselves in. So yeah, that's where I am.
Fair enough. And Matt, like you say, 4 points over 3 games in the festive period. If someone had said before the Leicester game or even after the Leicester game we'll get 4 points to see out the new year, would you have took it?
Yeah, you absolutely would. You got the middle. These were 6. I don't know if they still are 6. Middlesbrough are going to be around there, but not quite as high. Look, what we said after Matt Taylor left was we want to be in this fight. We want to be trying to stay in this. Yes, we're 8 points adrift, but we're in this fight, aren't we now? We're not sitting down, laying down, and going right. Let's plan for League One. We're not doing that, and that's the important thing. Look, if we go down, I feel like I've said this a million times. If we go down, I can accept it. If we go down like that, I can accept that. Yeah. I can move on. I can say, right, we've tried our best, but we're not good enough, and that's all I want to see. And I think we've got a good chance of staying up, but we've got to start turning that into wins. But
yeah.
That's a big ask in it, because these are decent teams we're playing against.
Yeah, but we're putting in decent performances now.
Exactly.
Bar the Leicester game. But yeah, for the last time in 2023, thank you very much for watching, guys. We'll see you in 2024, and the next home game is Stoke.
Oh, revenge!
Ooh. Don't jinx it too much, Matt, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, Happy New Year, guys. Hope you've had a good Christmas, and we'll see you next year. Ta-ra.